What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the page. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all the love. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you tap that like button as well. So we're going to get into this video. It's 1090 Jake. He's a YouTuber as well. He makes content about like hip-hop and crime and stuff like that. You should check him out. Really good shit. I heard about him on No Jumper and checked out some of his stuff. It's pretty cool. And this one I haven't checked out yet. It's him making a brick, which is prison food in prison terms for just like a meal. I've heard a little bit about it, but I've always wanted to see it made. So yeah, let's get into it, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's Chef 90 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. For this video, everybody has been requesting that I do a cooking video. Y'all want to see how we get down in the Florida chain gang. So I'm going to show y'all how to make a Florida prison brick. Not the kind of brick that I got hit with in the back of my head when he put it in a sock and boop. But the kind of brick that you eat. I'm going to break it down for you step by step. And I'm going to try to create the most authentic way you can make a prison style brick. Now, like in most prisons across the United States, we're going to start off with the bare necessities. We're going with the ramen. Now, we're kind of limited on the flavor here. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we are under quarantine, so, you know, I've never heard of this brand. But we've got our tuna, our ramen, pickles, mayonnaise, ketchup.
This is a very interesting combination of stuff. I'm interested to see exactly what this comes as, because I've seen some, but they're a little different than this. This is very bare necessities, like for real. So let's see.
We've got some Doritos. We have the hot Cheetos, the flaming hot Cheetos. This is probably the most important thing for a prison brick. And then we've got a little bit of sugar. Normally we'll have the little sugar packets inside a prison. And we can't forget about our utensils. So, to make this video as authenticious as possible.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. Read the page,
I'm trying to
please.
make the shit sound fucking authenticious. You got it all fucked up.
Authent what?
We're going to be using what we would actually use in prison. Now, we normally get red spoons. I got a little metal one. That would be turned into a knife in 2 seconds.
Jesus.
We have our little chopper for the
got
pickles.
the razor.
And we have our lock and a sock. I'm
By
going to
the
show
way, I
y'all
love
what we need this
the
for in a
town
little
insert.
bit.
That was
Now,
awesome.
the very first step to making a brick is you're going to break down your ramen noodles. And I mean, you want to break these down into crumbs. You don't really want to bang it up in the bag. You don't want to burst the bag, because you somewhat need to keep everything clean and organized, especially inside a prison. You don't want the food falling down on the ground. You don't really have a clean surface. So what we do is we slap these shits right off of the floor. But keep in mind that doing so when people are asleep, that is one of the fastest ways to piss somebody off inside a jail or prison. So you want to make sure if you're going to be slapping these off the floor, nobody's sleeping, everyone's pretty much up, and it's usually around the same time after chow, the last chow, which would be dinner, that everybody's doing this at the same time anyways. So if you hear everyone else smacking them off the ground, go ahead and just jump into it. Wake up! But in all seriousness, you're just going to keep smacking them off the ground. They're going to break up. They should stay in the bag if you're not doing it too crazily.
I do this for ice,
like
so I guess
you don't want to burst it.
same thing, right?
But you want to break them up nice.
That's a nice
so
solid floor right there,
Are you
too.
a podcaster?
No rub,
You
no
should
nothing.
check out Riverside FM. It's your new online recording studio. You can
make the brick.
Add.
Now, once you smash them up, they should look like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it gets so gutter in the box that sometimes if you can get a soup, you obviously not going to have anything to cook with. You'll just take the seasoning packet out, sprinkle it on top of this, and we'll call that chips. So, yeah, you don't want to be in confinement. But once you're done with the soups,
I've done that.
you're going to
not
go
in
to the
prison.
hot Cheetos. Now, hot Cheetos, you can't throw these off of the fucking floor. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to bounce around until the bag pops. So you have to break this up a little bit differently. Nah, I'm just playing. But how we'll do this, though, is what I like to do is open the bag just a little bit
and you're gonna let all that air out of it.
Okay.
So once you have the air out of the bag, which is like half of the bag, you can see what's flat, what's not, and you really don't need this on a sock. I just did that just because I know y'all would like that shit. But what I do is I beat down the hot Cheetos. Now you want to make sure that you're not
Cheetos,
popping the ass end of the bag because you need this bag to cook with. This is very vital. This is the most important piece of everything that we're doing.
Now, once you're done firing up the hot Cheetos with the lock, you want it to look like this. You want the Cheetos to look like seasoning. It's all right if you got a couple of little, rocks in there, but you pretty much want it to be dusty. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the crumbs from the ramen.
I know they do that crushed hot Cheetos
we're gonna
on,
put
like,
them inside of this
on
bag and
chicken
mix it
and shit
together.
before. I've seen that. Looks pretty good, so.
Don't forget to take this out. So start mixing it after the first one and then drop in the second one. And we're going to do the same thing. We want to mix them up because the hot Cheetos is what's going to bind the brick together. And if you want to put a seasoning packet, if you're only doing 2 soups, you can do a half of a seasoning or 1, depending on how salty you want it. Definitely don't do 2. I remember the time I cooked with Bimba, we put in 6 soups. I put in all 6 seasonings. It was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that little goes a long way with that seasoning.
Now, as y'all can see, it's pretty mixed
Anybody
up.
who's had ramen can relate, definitely.
Pickle.
I usually only put half.
Pickle in here, and then we're gonna cook the brick.
Dude, that Razor dices fucking pickles up real nice.
All right, boom. Now that the pickles are done, what we're gonna do?
Whoa! I just noticed he's gonna be putting pickles in here.
Ramen with the hot Cheetos. We're gonna do the same thing
geez.
with the pickles. So the pickles is actually gonna cook.
I like pickles, but that's where you lost me a little bit. Let's see if he can ring me back in. Hold on.
You can put sausage if you want to, like you.
Because I don't know pickles. Too dry substances, and then you're putting wet pickles in, so it's like kind of throwing me off. I don't know. Like I said, I like pickles, but I mean, there's probably going to be more surprises, so I guess it doesn't stop here. Let's continue.
Chop up sausage or whatever. I didn't just because, quarantine. I couldn't find any that actually went with the brick. But, yeah, so if you were going to chop up sausage, pickle, whatever, now would be the time to do so. And you would put it in before it actually cooks. So now that that's done, we're going to mix this up and then we're going to add hot water. So our pickle hot Cheeto mix is looking good. I know that probably looks disgusting to some of y'all, but I would eat this just like this. But what we're going to do to cook this is we're going to add hot water. Now in Florida prisons, we have this little thing that produces hot water. But, in the cell that I'm in currently, I have this thing right here. So we're going to let that get hot. We're going to put that in there. We're going to massage it around. And then we're going to let it cook. All right, now that the water is hot, what we're going to do is going to put it in the bag.
So the cell that I'm in currently, but I don't think he's in prison.
Bag at the bottom, it's going to burn the shit out of you. So you want to hold the sides if you were in prison.
Maybe it's like a halfway house.
It'll go right down. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to hold the side of the bag as I pour in this hot water. Now you don't want a lot. You want enough that it kind of starts going down a little bit. And it's going to build up at the bottom. So what you're going to want to do is, quickly, obviously, because it's pretty damn hot, you're just going to start massaging it, and you're going to get, the wet noodles at the bottom to go to the top so that the dry noodles on the top can make their way down to the bottom, because you want the whole thing to be absorbing the hot water, which is essentially going to blow up the noodles and cook with the Cheetos. And of course, if you need to add a little bit more water, you can do so. But literally, the only way you mess this up is if you add too much water. It's just gonna ruin everything. Now, once you've done enough mixing and moving, it kind of turns into this clump right here. And what you want to do is you want to force it all the way down to the bottom of the bag without popping it. You're going to fold over the top right here, and then you're going to start to flatten it out. And when you flatten it out, it's going to start taking the shape of the bag itself. So you're going to keep going because you want it to get as close to the edge as possible, but still have this flap over in case there's any excess juice. It's not leaking out. And normally someone would wrap it up with a t-shirt so that the heat would stay inside of the bag and it cooks even longer. So once we've gotten that shape, we're just gonna sit it like this. We're gonna let it cook. I mean, we can put something on top of it just to compress that down. I just wanted to point out how I was using my lock to bust up the Cheetos. That normally isn't gonna be a big deal, but a lot of people will use locks to shape knives, beat them down with whatever. And inside of the youth offender prisons, if your lock has any damage or bumps, you can actually go to confinement for being in possession of a weapon. They're gonna assume that that bump is from smacking it off somebody's head. Let's get back to the brick. All right, so we should
gives
be
good tips for
We've
prisons,
given it
too.
some
That's
time
crazy.
to cook. It still feels nice and warm. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna flip it. Make sure everything is nice.
Yeah,
and
look at that thing. It
intact,
looks
nice
pretty
and
still
square.
in
You
there,
can
dude.
see how it has this
That's
brick
crazy.
form. And right here at the very end, what we're gonna do is tear that. If you can't tear it, bite it. Now once you have that ripped, you're just gonna follow the seam all the way up. And carefully right here at the end, tear it that way. And hopefully we can get this other side. Boom. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a brick.
I got bricks on me, bricks on me.
That looks interesting.
I got bricks on me.
But we're not done. So what we're gonna do next.
Oh, another ad. Of course.
Need an explainer video? Go.
Should probably
We're
get
gonna slide
YouTube
it
Premium
off.
if I'm going to be doing all these reactions, right?
Just like that there. And we're gonna add our toppings. The first thing that we're gonna add is the tuna.
I mean, that doesn't look half bad, I guess, you know. But still, I'd definitely have to. I want to try
Now,
this
obviously,
actually.
in prison, you're not gonna get a can of tuna. It's gonna come in a
might
little
try
container,
this.
like a little fucking plastic thing or whatever. But pretty much the same shit. And we're just gonna spread it throughout the brick itself. Now, once that's done, we're gonna add on our ketchup, our mayonnaise, and then our sugar.
The sugar, I don't.
And I don't know why, but when you put sugar packets on this, it just makes like the spiciness sweet, and it just goes really goddamn good. And last but not
just a little
least,
bit.
we're gonna add some Doritos.
Just a little sugar,
What we're
so
gonna
I
do with
guess-
the Doritos.
I mean, like you said, it makes the
is we're gonna
spicy
take a
sweet.
few,
So I guess.
put them in this bag, crush them up, and pour it on top.
I guess that's legit.
And voila.
Free bands.
Huh.
I see you, Rocco. What up, let's go.
So boom, dinner is served. I hope y'all like the video. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to eat this shit because I actually just ate. And I'm not in prison anymore. But from time to time, I do make these. I do enjoy these. And if y'all want to see more of these cooking videos,
Not bad.
let me know in the comments.
I'd try it. The process was a little sketch, but it looks pretty good. All in all, I'm gonna try it. That looks pretty good. Hey, maybe I'll even make a YouTube video doing it. Who knows? See if I can do it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll fuck it up. I don't know. It'd be a funny video, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is my first reaction video, so I'd appreciate the love, a share, a like, whatever. And if you enjoy it and all my other content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Reactions with Gotti, and I'll see you next time. Peace.